The second map and a series that might go and turn the other cheek. Wings Up never having defeated IHC in a full best of 3. When it's come to crucial moments, they have not been able to deliver, but taking that first map in the series, winning their map pick might just set them up for a grand finals appearance here in the ECL Asia Division. We'll have to see how it pans out. Starting on the CT side, Wings Up already getting some information about how this pistol is panning out. One player crossing secret gas is at least called for his team that there's some information to be gathered.
Has to be careful about Blitz's positioning, because right now Blitz is just trying to corner him in next to the garage player. Annihilation's going to be taking a late peek. He did have that suspicion, but Annihilation's going to be delayed enough for gas to be all the way back in the locker rooms. Now the glass separating them breaks initially. No should have been information gain. CT's rotating back in through heavens. Flying good for one. Gas another found. Flying is just defending this bomb site with his life. LUlaN on the flank is able to get another as well. In the meanwhile, Blitz and Bartek left alone. The two pistol round saviors of CT will be the last to fall, but fall they will. Wings Up start off strong in that pistol round.
Yeah, fantastic work. Just being able to swarm in. IHC could never feel comfortable, even though they cracked into this A bomb site. Rotates came out quickly and bought enough time via Flying and LUlaN. Good stuff all in all. And IHC, as much as they might have taken that space and worked off of it, you know, they got someone crossed over towards Secret, but were unable to actually sort of link up or even draw a rotation out of Wings Up towards that lower side of the map. They were not convinced.
A small tech issue going on right now as well. Obviously, we had a few of those in the previous map, but nonetheless, I'd say for them overhead, first pistol round loss, and just to remind everyone, on Invictus, oh gosh, man, on Inferno, they lost, Wings Up lost 6 rounds as a result of both pistols and the conversion that came through subsequently, and despite that, were able to win out in a pretty impressive manner. So if IHC start losing these pistols, and obviously different map, different price, Wings Up not as comfortable, but it could be spelling out some poor times ahead of them.
Yeah, you consider if they'd won some of those pistols, might not have been quite as close a scoreline. And they will not be contested in the second round here on Nuke. No bomb plant, few kills to speak of. It's all Glocks for the Mongolian squad. Marek will spot them and immediately deploy that smoke so that he can retreat. It does leave Gas somewhat vulnerable to being wrapped in, but he's been sharp, so it's no problem him sweeping up these kills.
Sharp might be an understatement, man. Gas has been, got that Damascus steel katana look going on coming into the series. Marek's looking pretty damn good right now, too. I won't lie. Admittedly, it is unarmored opponents and the like, but hey, anytime I see a famous multi-kill with some dingling and dangling between angles, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you know, he's just playing it safe, and nobody really wanted to challenge him because, yeah, they don't have weapons to do so. Blitz has gone around the world, through ramp, down B, through secret, up back, and now reflanking ramp. What on earth is this man up to? All along his journey, he didn't even see a soul.
Definitely not any of his teammates, that's for sure.
But
45 seconds, and all you can really hope for is that the CTs use a bit more utility. Realistically, you are just going to be looking for death, and death will be delivered very soon. Blitz now running away, and into Marek he goes. Marek being gifted that 5-0 start.
For all of that, for all that effort, you know, he was hoping that because he did the most strange rotation that you could have after getting down towards the B bomb site, he was hoping that it would throw them into a little bit of chaos, a little uncertainty, but ended up just being a massive waste of time. Maybe just playing some mind games at the start of this one. Now that we're into the gun round, we'll see if that actually weighs on Wings or not. Smokes to be deployed outside rather quickly, and LUlaN already deploying one himself. He's personal, he's physical, and he's in their face, but there's 2 players here, and they've accounted for this. That flash actually stopping them from approaching much further than the boxes itself, but SMGs will kick off both sets of affair for both Wings Up and IHC, Flying even moving much further with the recovered AK, a man advantage found.
Really strong start for Wings. IHC is completely contained over here. They Really no option but to go towards ramp, it feels like. And sure, they do have the utility to at least try and set up for a bit more, but Blitz is right now just hoping to be able to come down, reconvene with the rest of his team, and maybe just a mini smoke off into A site hit through hut is a viable option. Could even go for a vent drop or two. Now with positions given up, Molotov to the back of the bomb site, flying force forward, looks away, and Bartek's found the frag. WUChildKinG as well up on hut, has been connected upon Blitz with the double onto the bomb sites, and right as IHC found themselves in a deficit, they've taken the lead once again. Blitz and Bartek doing it all.
Annihilation. They know exactly where Marek's coming from, and the nade is decent. Does bring him down to 80. Had he had an M4, that would have certainly mattered, but could be just snappy on these individual fights. Bartek getting spammed, but will not move a muscle from his spot. Now a flash deployed. So difficult now for Marek. Fully eating it, and while he certainly has the kid, he's run out of time. He's run out of space. They won't even allow him back into that round. Yeah, started a deficit after the dust settles, but able to claw that away. A nice attack on this A bomb site, one that was run off of very bare bones utility.
Surprised they get away with all of that, for sure. Great timing as well for Bartek to be able to find that first kill into Flying. Flying was just tracked by the second as Blitz signaled himself, so that's what gives Bartek a free duel. Admittedly, probably ended up coming out on top over there regardless, because he's holding the angle and everything, but it's a lot of things that can go the other way around. You never know.
Yeah, and, you know, we might have looked at that Molotov at the back of the bomb site and thought it wasn't really doing too much because Flying could just re-navigate, but you can see how awkward it made it for him. You know, caught kind of between two angles about whether he had to worry about hut or door, and both were true. Smoke wall and a leaning one at that to allow Blitz to cross. A man that does like solo investigating, you know, running a lurk. We have seen teams do this in the past. It's something that I think has fallen out of favor in the modern meta in terms of just having your in-game leader peruse that area of the map, but that's not the smoke Marek was hoping for. It will still be annoying to deal with, though. Breaking through ramp, number of different angles Marek could take, and even another player on the rotate can join him there. It's not the target. IHC just wanted to show some presence, show their face, and then dip.
Lance not blinded at all. Able to find the first bomb. To look for a little bit more, and Flying's been given so much space to drop the bomb yet again. Bartek, as he hunts around land, will find him as well, and where Blitz had delivered a fantastic round and a chance with it, this is going to be a whole lot more difficult, and with 15 HP, all you can do is try and save this M4.
Great attention.
And absolutely, Michael.
Just great understanding of the attention being drawn to either player. You know, they swung off of each other basically every time IHC weren't looking at them.
No, really, really nicely done. Obviously, before we saw Blitz being able to just come out straight through with a couple of great entries, but that is also one of the problems you will have when you don't have your IHC with the entry back. I'm not saying they don't have a secondary caller. You've got Mara on the team right now. It's the most obvious secondary caller you can imagine. But it is going to be a little bit more difficult to be able to get those coordinated pushes through, especially when so much IHC playstyle is structured around Blitz or sometimes Techno being able to get those entry kills that they are being set up for, and that Blitz is trying to set them up for in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's not pretty.
No, it isn't.
Certainly not the scariest looking thing in the world, but because Blitz saves, nobody decides to buy with him. He'll be the only propellant that they can utilize. And it's hard to start a fire with only sticks and stones. Not impossible. Get a couple of sparks on that propellant, and maybe things can get cooking. They have lost Techno. He was in charge of just keeping some pressure over towards A, but with him dying so quickly, the jig might be up. Wings Up didn't stick around, didn't continue holding onto that information, so the fact that they've navigated their way down towards Secret, relatively uncontested and unspotted, is a massive benefit to them, because it might allow them to get this bomb plant down for free.
Also gives them a whole lot more for Blitz to be able to work off of in the next round, so that's quite nice for them. Now all about making sure you don't lose too many players. Sharp shooting from Marek. Deep Molotov. M4 is already lost. Shouldn't be losing anyone at this point onwards unless you're making a crucial mistake up against Mara's P250. But as Marek is going to be going for the defuse, Bartek down and out. Mara is just wanting to get the hell out of there. Save that Kevlar. Maybe he can drop in for Blitz as well as a result of that and be on a slightly weaker buy for his own utility to be guaranteed. I'm not exactly sure what the loss bonus is, but yeah.
Yep, it's all good. So they will be able to take that forward. No problems whatsoever. I think we were at 2,900. So here we sit with a full investment, and sure, there will be a Galil in Blitz's hands, but considering he came in to that round with $600, that's I mean, that's more than enough. Again, they will not be able to work around or have the AWP of Annihilation. He had the funds to do it, but would have had to compromise his armor, and could have compromised his life. We kind of talked and touched about how the T-side qualms and issues for IHC weren't really stemming off the fact of the AWP, or couldn't have been rectified, I suppose, by simply having that ult. And that seems to be true as well here on Nuke.
Obviously, he's also a really good hand on the rifle too, right?
Yeah. Most modern AWPers are. Long gone are the days of that being acceptable.
JDM, you will be remembered.
You know, like Drain had it too. There.
Most people, honestly.
Yeah.
At one point, that was a narrative around Guardian and Kenny that they're okay as riflers.
Yeah.
And that's why they're tier 1, right?
Gotta be able to do it all.
Lan is the only player down here in the B-bomb site ready to actually contest, and this grenade could be massive. Oh, he wants a fight in behind it. That is a mistake and a half. Annihilation. Low bomb site's going to be given up. Marek's rotation is timely, though. He's been good in position consistently. Gas as well, now making his way over. They've taken the long way around, and they might end up regretting it. Gas traded out. 3 and 4, flashbangs galore. Marek is gone, and IHC are going to be looking to contain Wings at 4. Smoke down as well. There's 2 and 3 with 5 seconds. If they can creep through, the bomb can be denied as well. The bomb can be planted. Oh, they've given it right up. IHC. Mara too far away to make a difference. 5-1. Wings up will not let go of this lead. Not even close.
Oh dear. They really went to try and put that smoke down just so they had no sight lines in from ramp, because they knew that there was heavy pressure there. But the fact that they don't use that smoke instead to secure this bomb plant, it just means that Mara, on this long lurk that he's trying to accomplish, just cannot contribute. He was hoping that they'd be able to stay alive, be able to get that bomb plant down, and then, you know, then we have a conversation about that flank. But Wings Up were quick about it. They were on their toes. And Wings Up really proving to be formidable foes. Great flash, flying, full blinded. WUChildKinG will sweep up 1, but they didn't track him down while he was blind, and now that he can see you, he's a threat. That's all that's left after every single one of his teammates falls. A 6th found against the anti-rush, anti-half buy. IHC find very little.
Not looking like a good sign at all for the Mongolians. This is brutal. And I know it's a CT side of Nuke and everything, but again, need I remind everyone, this very same Wings Up, yes, this one, they went up against Lin Vision on the CT side. All they got were 5 rounds, and even that was with a bit of a comeback towards the end of the first half. Lin Vision was dominating them.
Yeah, outcalling them. Constantly had them look in the wrong direction, rotating the wrong place. That has not been the case here. Mark as well. I mean, you know, very slow starter on that first map, but has been leading the way here for Wings Up now on the defense. You said some sharp shooting, but he's also now instigated on the action. Ooh. Does get a little haphazard, throws the smoke to Decon and will lose his life for it, but he already got the info and lands unaccounted for as a result.
3B picked up, so back in the advantage once the retake will begin. Lan. Slow pair forward. CTs largely have to start funneling in through the ramp. WUgaSsS will be very far away. All he's going to be looking for is Bartek and making sure that this flank coming in for LAN is going to be taken care of. WUgaSsS should be able to find this first one pretty quickly. Bartek is gone. Will he be expecting the second? WUChildKinG been spotted and tagged. LAN's got another one, and it's all down and over. IHC will collapse and crumble. This B bomb site can be occupied, but not for long enough to blow it up.
Yeah, they're getting dominated. They are just unable to get much of anything in these rounds. You know, just being able to get that bomb down does allow them, you know, access to another buy, but they really need to consider where the weakness lies here for Wings Up, because they have been able to get a solid crack in. You know, their success on the A site when they started 3-on-4 is the only round that they've been able to attain so far. And that wasn't on the fly decision. That was more of a mid-round call because they wanted to set up for outside control, you know, and then maybe consider their options. And it was a bit heroic, but there's a problem with heroism, is that it does require some level of a poor situation to begin with. Someone that needs saving or to be saved. And that is not what you expected to happen coming into this series. IHC, the damsels in distress. Who's going to be the one to wear the cape?
No outside presence early on either. Techno, great entry. Marek's been a crucial man, and sure, he ended up going down early on in the previous one before the retake could come and play, but even then, got the information necessary. This is a different situation that IHC have not really had before. For a second, I thought there was a guy pushing out into flying. God, I got scared.
Yeah, happy it's his teammate that happens to greet him first. But no one on the lower side of the map. You know, they lose Marek, but they were not swift to rotate. And given that they lost this kill so easily, like, you look at their money, and it is good enough that they can certainly justify going for this. But
yeah,
given their positions, they actually didn't mind to save.
They'd rather not mess with it, right? They just how fast things can get away from you. Their money is good enough to buy in the next round, but look at Marek. He's on 2,300. Looking for lying 38 as well. This is the money that you have where you buy in for one more round, maybe two if you're saving, and then you are... then you're feeling a bit unhappy on the sidelines, wondering why your bank account is saying you're an overdraft and you owe them money instead.
Yeah, and also just, you know, this is about as nightmarish as can be. This is kind of like losing a solitary B player on Dust 2, where, you know, once he dies, you kind of do just have to... You either have to commit to a flank or be aggressive somewhere else on the map to justify going for it, or it's most likely just a lost round. Nuke is much worse in that respect, is that once they got that kill and they go in towards the lower side, they can cut off so many different rotates. You know, they could be all the way through to the secret steps by then. They could have taken over the vents because Wings Up were clearing outside. They were hoping to find a lurk, maybe to bring it to 4-on-4, but once they didn't find that, it was a done deal. So all it takes is one kill from Techno, his first kill in this game, funnily enough, and IHC have broken into a second round.
Wondering if WUgaSsS wants to get aggressive. That's something on outside that we've largely seen neglected. Marek's the one who's actually making his way very quickly back to secret. Great grenade. And Marek wants to take a peek. Perhaps will be a pretty good point to do so, as the L smokes are being lined up from IHC, if I'm not wrong. And that can be pretty nicely countered out. Good Molotov. Second one comes through as well, so they've completely cleared out the bunch of it. And Marek will be forced off, but they've used most of their utility for this, and they cannot go through the smoke right now. WUgaSsS, vigilant eye out, as Blitz will start to move through. He's gone back to the credit card. They are trying to circle around. Only one player down in secret, and even he is exploring Annihilation. Just wants to make sure Marek is not pushing into them and finding out information. 55 on the clock. It is ticking down, but CTs have got no reason to start moving around yet. Hands up, trained into ramp room. WUgaSsS, as he takes the peek forward. Run boost coming out from IHC to get a safer peek, but shouldn't matter all too much.
It feels like they are taking a little too long to get this one situated. after all their efforts to try and find an opening duel, finally Wings Up have struck first, and the bomb needs to be recovered at 25 seconds left. Mar able to claw it back to equal numbers, and out on the bomb site, tried to go for even more, but reinforcements is here now for Wings Up, and so it won't go too far away. Blitz all the way in CT spawn, hoping to find a flanking player, or at least a flank onto a Heaven player. Techno needs to find this duel and keep himself alive. If he gets caught on transit with that bomb, it would be a done deal, but Blitz covers from the high ground. A second player in from main, and Marek does find him. 50 HP remaining, both players weakened. And Techno inside of the back of the bomb site knows he's pinned in position. Marek could be anywhere. He could take the high ground. He has to consider everything. And Techno, so few kills in this game, but none more important than those two. A third round for IHC.
Even Blitz finding that an immediate headshot is the only way they're able to keep Techno alive over there. Otherwise, the off was going to be what's speaking out after him. You get a shot, you get 2, you get 3 on the body, it doesn't matter. I see the slimmest of margins imaginable, and you can see Wings, they're still feeling confident. They're still feeling like they've got this going on, but these super late round decisions are exactly what actually helped out Blitz and company to win against Clutch Gaming as well. This could be the difference maker if IHC are able to pull this off. Consistency, nearly impossible to find with their method like this, but maybe this is the game where they can have a miracle transpire.
Yeah, and you asked for outside pressure. Here it is now from Wings Up.
Fans taking the lead on it. WUgaSsS is just here as insurance. Smoke's being lined up. They know it's coming their way. Is there a flashbang from Flying available to try and deploy? Lan's going to be taking the peek, taking the charge. They've been mollying out Secret consistently. He knows what's going to be coming their way. Gas is gone. There goes out the safety net. Lan needs to come up big with the multi, and this is not the gun to do it with. The one has been found. The second not aware. Annihilation gives them the advantage. WUChildKinG responds. Techno found, but gets the kill. And this is where he's really waking up. WUChildKinG suffering the brunt of a fully woken up Techno.
Yeah, and I asked who was going to be the one to wear the cape, and finally we're seeing some of the answers. Whether it's been Annihilation, Blitz, or Techno, they've been able to have some very high influence in these past few rounds. And now they finally burst through that built-up bank of Wings Up. Every weapon saved is a weapon that they can have into a future round. IHC aren't going down with just a whimper. And, you know, I'm just going to reel back to a point you made a couple rounds ago about how outside has been typically neglected from Wings Up. That was actually one of the big vulnerabilities, the big weaknesses we saw versus Lin Vision, never having information in that area of the map. And it feels like they've made an adaptation. You know, we're starting to see Marek be a bit more proactive, sometimes cheating towards the secret steps. We're seeing Lan and Gas, you know, at least hazard the look and actually consider it as a possibility, because before they were playing from deep CT, Heaven, and sometimes missing the timing on players crossing, and it would leave them just very exposed, especially on their B players.
Problem is all of that might not matter if you're ending up losing out the advantage on outside as well. So IHC up to 4, set up for 5. Could very easily see them even going back to 6 with the way this is going. Wings Up need to be able to put their foot down in the next round, and soon.
But it just shows as well, like, even from that loss that they had to Lin Vision, they have taken some lessons away from it, and they've reinforced their nuke. You know, their setups are looking much better. They're being more fluid. So it's added to some of the difficulties here from IHC. But this is the hardest stretch now for Wings Up to hold onto this lead with 2 hands. They're starting to bite at their heels, and now they're not coming in with an optimal buy. Could mean that IHC are allowed 5.
Oh. It's a lot of damage to the Blitz as well. That is going to be found out. Gun can be recovered. There's no one outside. IHC, they're starting to sweat about this. And the push will be a little bit late. Remember, there's 2 players down in secret already, so they'll be able to clear out outside very soon afterwards. WUChildKinG just has to make sure that hell isn't given up. The secret players can go back down to the lower bomb site. Molotov being filled isn't exactly going to be helpful either. WUChildKinG is just set up for more success. If they start to move in, WUChildKinG, his footsteps have been given away. He's trying to bait them forward into a peak. He's set up for glory. Will he be able to achieve it? No, only the one The 3-on-3, and that's Flying coming into play. AK picked up, can't get more done than he needs to. Mara all alone, 1-on-2, Flying hidden out, and Mara will drop down, making noise as he does so. Flying playing around the bomb site, time aplenty. Mara's Glock can't get it done. 8 for Wings Up right when they needed to. IHC will be stopped.
And they only went in with a half buy. They were floating cash because they were anticipating having to reinvest in weapons, but why not just take them off your opponent? Why not just surprise them like that? Thought WUChildKinG only getting that 1 kill was going to come back to bite them, but what an effort there from Flying to stay alive, show that presence, find isolated fights before the Heaven Wrap came out. A crucial, a pivotal moment for Wings Up to gain more separation and shake the confidence once again here from IHC that you imagine they were already concerned when they were staring down the barrel 7-1. Now Wings Up are in with an 8th. Smoke's down outside once again. They will try and set up Blitz to have some success on his lurks. Second smoke's a little late, but Blitz will cross with it.
Okay, what is this going on over
And
here?
there is no third. Oh, here it is.
Gosh, if there wasn't more of a giveaway, I'm not sure.
They built the wall brick by brick.
Blitz, the bricklayer, called to arms. It is time for war, and Marek will be the first man to move past for IHC. They will not have a flashbang. They will not have a chance of the big Marek with 2. Able to keep it in the 3-on-3, so despite a good entry, it's all they'll have. Gas inside the Molotov will burn. Stays true to his name, but burns out very quickly in the flames. 3-on-3.
Has been so clean on some of those sprays before, but that not one of them. And being a man down and losing control of this B-bomb site, they never even got full confirmation on all these players. Blitz already being located inside a secret. Was kind of hoping to link up with his players, but not needed. And Wings Up realized their dire the dire situations that they find themselves in, and so will move to save. This is a 5th round for IHC, and sure, it didn't happen against the pistols, but against rifles, they will succeed. That is so unfortunate for WUChildKinG.
Yeah.
Flatch hits him in the noggin, and so Blitz got the extra heads up. He was trying to play an off angle. Collection by committee as well from IHC. We thought the discrepancy are not too high, even with the little curveball thrown in there by Wings Up. Tried to change their setup, have Marek not only act as anchor. As soon as they got that 1 kill at ramp, they thought, okay, let's go. Nades out, you know, let's make it awkward for the rotates, but there was already an extra man there. So, right setup, not enough production. Maybe he'd hoped that it would only just be Marek to fall in the off angle. Losing both is too much. You know, it seemed a little comical, it seemed a little weird that, you know, Blitz's wall of smokes was kind of built one smoke at a time. But it is probably very awkward and very confusing to have to be on the receiving end of that as well. Where, okay, they've burned 1 smoke, and there's another, and there's another. Is this all just 1 person? Is it 3 people? You don't really know.
Is it a really poorly constructed fake?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, for sure. Lan, might have seen the barrel, now trying to flick back, unable to find the frag. Bartek, though, brought down low, lots of damage, and it's Flying to finish him off. Lan wants to keep it going. Flying's got another one. They just can't move past these half-buys. IHC, the bane of their existence, the end of their money, the fall of their empire. Set up for 10 now on Wings Up.
Yeah, and Marek hasn't slowed down either. You know, being able to get 2 kills alongside Flying, who has been doing stellar so far in these playoffs. What a time to come alive, and to win half-buys consistently here for Wings Up. Yeah, it's just going to feel so poor if you're IHC. Part of the reason they lose Inferno is very much the same kind of buy, and it has plagued them in this best of 3. Last round of the half for IHC. See if they can push to a 6th at the very least. Wings up could be up to double digits. They certainly have deserved it. Looked very clean with DC. Good entry and good counter kills, but Techno in with the trade as well, and he's doubled up. That rotate did nothing for them. Gas finally dealing with the lurk at the very least. 2-on-3, they need to go.
Marek needs to be able to find this kill early on, make it a 2-on-2, but Mara's just good for the information, backs out. Doesn't want anything to do with it. You know where Gas is as well from earlier on. Marek takes the risk of having Util in his hand, and it will at least give him a bit more space to be able to move out and over Marek. Time is ticking down. He's the only one with a kit. Cannot afford to be losing his life here, but position now revealed. Gas gets the kill. Mara able to take him down. Annihilation turns around, and he's able to end it. 6 found from IHC, the bare minimum. Can they do it in the second half? We'll find out after a break. Backs against the wall. The Mongolian side has proven that they've still got some spunk left in them. 6-9, and IHC have started fighting back, but it is still an uphill battle.
Yeah, all about whether or not they can unload all that extra spunk onto this CT side as well. They can only carry over so many rounds. They can only find that resurgence in the tail end of that first half. Now finally, Wings Up are put under a bit of pressure because that lead they had, they've let slip. T-side will be very important, and the flash that will try and sail out Mara in a great angle, but cannot deal with the cross. WUChildKinG quick.
I've also managed to sneak Marek in back to the hell position. That's where Bartek is going to be re-navigating to with Techno. If Marek can get even one kill, that's massive, but Techno catches the timing and catches the face. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. The hands, but not quite exactly what I thought. King, though, that's about the slowest duel that you've ever seen, but Bartek Stone just comes out and swipes it away from them. 3-on-4, Wings Up have lost the advantage.
Yeah, considering they were shooting for such a long time, it's very odd that it wasn't him that finished off the job. Blitz as well with his dualies will be a little bit more precise. Flying down, and WUgaSsS too separated from LAN. It might be a kill in lower, but they are too heavily detached. WUgaSsS, no chance of getting onto this bomb, not anywhere nearby, and finds good timing. Bartak, okay, even though sitting duck, WUgaSsS cannot finish off the job. IHC in with a pistol and closing that gap quite quick. That was kind of a disappointing way to lose the pistol.
Yes, that is true, especially after you shot off with that picking shot from WUChildKinG. Just, waddles in outside with the P250, bang, there goes Mara.
Yeah.
But now I see all focuses on one singular thing, Michael. Please don't lose to the anti-ecos.
Yes. I don't think they've lost to an eco fully. They've oh my god. Oh
gotta say it, right? You gotta say it.
Not lost to what they
got. Oh my god, he's been knifed as well. He got into the vent. That's where Blitz has been knifed. It's a 5-on-3. They've recovered the rifles as well. This is all becoming too rare, too quick. Flying gets another one. Techno and Annihilation. Now just Annihilation left to save the day. A 1-on-3. Tragedy has already struck, and Annihilation be the hero to bring them out of it. Bomb down on the site. The one advantage he has, only the one, but tagged up, forced back. Bomb can be planted, LAN able to commit to it, and now he's got angles for days. This man needs a protractor because he can't measure any one of them. Gets caught out, WUChildKinG to shut him down. 3 frags for the man. Oh my god.
They lose to Glocks. They lose to Glocks. There's a P250 thrown in there, but it doesn't even have impact.
It's and a knife. How'd you get worse than a Glock? How'd you get worse than a Glock?
That is about the worst thing that we've seen from IHC in terms of dealing with these anti-ecos, these anti-force buys, and not the caliber that you're expecting out of a squad that have been the main focus, the fixated point. 2 times in a row did they attend majors as representatives from the Asia region, and they might just be picked apart by Wings Up when ESL Pro League is what lies ahead. A ticket into the finals and a chance to deal with Lin for that very spot. A spot that IHC might have felt like they were destined to be at. A team that they've faced in the finals multiple seasons in a row. And they are struggling here against a Wings Up squad that have seen a new look, have added new players. Good damage on the half investment, or rather the full commitment, the force buy from IHC. These pistols in their face, and Wings Up have slowed the pace.
I've realized they want to back off. It's all about Marek, who's found Annihilation as well. Mara, the only person defending the A bomb site, and you can see the CTs recontemplating their decisions. They want to try and stack over towards the A bomb site, perhaps just come through with a lobby crunch and find a lurker. Listen, that might be the right call to make, but Mara right now is about to be discovered and sandwiched in, flying to come through. Mara's good for 1, not quite 2. Techno, there he goes with the deagle. Collecting on 1, Bartek's flank as well. Is it back to back? It might as well be. Techno finds him and eliminates him. What is going on in this game?
This one's not quite as bad. This was a forced buy. You know, they invested armor and pistols and utility. You know, they made it awkward. They made it uncomfortable for Wings Up, and they were very fast to actually reinforce that lower side, which is why they decided to go the other way. They turned the other cheek. But yeah, it's been unstable. The Nuke has been unstable for both of these squads. Good news for Wings is that because they had saved and they'd sort of won and overturned on Glocks, they had residual funds available.
Just as a reminder to everyone as well, this is the same Techno that was 008. Now he's 12 and 13.
Yeah. Gap in that smoke. Oh.
Well. That's not good.
No. Don't know if the lineup's bad. Who threw that second smoke? Actually, it actually might have been the first one that was a little bit too far off to the right-hand side. Either way, Blitz lightning quick. After he wasn't even pre-aiming the gap.
Oh. Annihilation's given up the advantage back to 3-on-3 and lots of time. No utility for the CTs. They will have to make a move. How much success can they find off the back of one?
A reliance on land and flying, but a familiar feeling. I know I've seen the same flying on map number 1, but has been hyper impactful these playoffs for the Wings Up squad and continues to do so here on Nuke. Solo man on B, and there will be a slow move to reinforce it, but very hard to activate here on Mara. Not planted where he's exposed, but Lan actually takes the duel. He could have very well just simply planted that bomb, had teammates covering from distance, but now it's a full 3-on-3 for the retake.
Techno's heard the reload. Will reveal his position. Mara's already low, remember. WUChildKinG now being set up for success. Good for one. Can't get the spray transfer. Techno's gone. Lan re-navigates away. He is relatively safe. Flying will be able to cover off his cross, but no, Bartek creeps out underneath the rafters. Now Flying's all alone. The bomb is planted for him, but can he line it up in time? Trying to get the pre-fire. Getting the first 1 second. Not quite getting there in time. The Galil. Oh, the Galil. Flying just didn't feel comfortable going for the spray at long range, and the burst was just not enough.
Yeah, not the most accurate weapon at distances like that, but enough to at least deal with one of those duels, just not quite quick enough. Couldn't quite hit the head. That sucks. Give him an AK in that position and he most likely wins it. That did feel like just an issue of bullet variance. But IHC will take it. They'll take what they can get. They are just shy now of double digits. One behind Wings Up who are going quick.
Mara's realist position with the MP9 is going to have to be careful. Flashbang through. They've got the one. Flying's made it 2. Annihilation tried it out for another double, but he is going to be able to find the same of his own. Flying 3 in the round so far. Smoke is good for the one-way. Annihilation pushes forward, finds the bomb planter. Second player around in the vicinity as well, but Bartek caught between angles and targets will end up giving up the round. Wings Up have once again reset the CT side economy.
Yeah, I felt like some sort of confusion there from Annihilation and Bartek not communicating to each other what they wanted to do in that moment. Annihilation throws that smoke, just barrels out, and tried to get Bartek on the same page, but there was actually an issue of the gun model seemingly blocking vision there for Annihilation coming out from heaven. If you want to go out that area, swinging and having left-hand view model actually does help, because it does obscure your vision. They're going to continue that pace against these pistols, and they will succeed in finding one, but Mara, an immediate counter kill, and doesn't swing out wide. WUgaSsS could have been a sitting duck if that was the case, but Annihilation 1-on-4 now presented in front of him, and there is a weapon that can be retrieved. WUgaSsS, in fact, will just deliver one himself. This should be a save. And it should be a pickup for Annihilation to simply hold on to the next round, but they're already spread out to make sure this doesn't happen.
They really want to hunt it down. They know the money isn't great for IHC. This is where they want to stomp on their throats. And I'm telling you one thing, Annihilation's going to have trouble breathing. The way he's just been dealt with. IHC, another round to be forfeit, more likely than not, unless they can pull together a USB miracle. Wings Up are looking at 13. And they feel like they might practically be there.
What a journey and a story this would be for Wings Up. People got excited last year, ESL Melbourne, or Challenger Melbourne, where they beat OG, a different looking team now, making 2 roster moves since, bringing in Flying and Marek, adding more structure to what was already a team that, if you look back at that OG game, were making it super difficult for them to play. CT side, Ancient in particular, super meticulous, great protocols. Wings Up bring in a different bout of leadership and some more experience with it as well via Flying, and it has really been quite electrifying. They could be in for a destined rematch with Lin in the in the grand finals. But dealing with these USPs, dealing with the rounds that follow, and not getting caught out by any shenanigans from IHC is also just as important. They're that meticulous nature, and they will only lose 1 player in their effort. WUChildKinG fully bouncing back in this series as well. It feels like the stars that have been active throughout most of the playoffs are really here to play to finally kick the dirt on top of IHC.
This is IHC's last chance to start bringing it back. Annihilation's got the op. You've only got 1 incendiary, I understand. Techno has been a real heavy hitter for a few rounds, but now 4 in a row with only just the 1 kill that he's found across a lot of them. Is that slow construction? Blitz trying to find another kill or 2 through the smoke, but this time nowhere near as effective in doing so. He's stolen a leaf from his notebook, and as notebook, well, it's looking pretty goddamn good right now. Flying been left behind on the lurking shenanigans that we know he always will be on. Annihilation up at the ready. If this is a dry peak to come through, more likely than not will just be a kill, but the Molotov will force Annihilation back, smokes himself off, wants to take the fight, but he's missed a shot, and a chance now whiffed out. Has to re-navigate back. The CT's rotating down under. They're also looking for Flying up in the lobby. Flying needs to stay alive. Will he be able to do so? Even gets a kill while he's going back and forth between the bunch of them. Blitz trying to isolate the duel, but in doing so, he will be giving up the B-bomb site, and Flying is just an eel. He's so slippery. The upper bomb site's now been navigated back to WUChildKing's got another. Marek's gone down in the meanwhile. Blitz, another found. Blitz position revealed, and they want to contest, but WUgaSsS is not quite sure about where this Vents player is coming in from. Annihilation's found the bomb planter. WUgaSsS now 1-on-2, and he just can't find it. Annihilation, 3 kills for him at the end of things. But it's still IHC in hot water as far as their money is concerned.
Yeah, he was thrust into a 1-on-3 there, and he threw a Molotov that didn't make it all the way down the vents. That's what helps keep WUgaSsS extra distracted. He realized his mistake rather quickly, and that's what allowed Annihilation to somehow peel through from heaven to drop that bomb. Didn't know where that 3rd player was at any given point, and WUgaSsS certainly made it expensive on his exit. Will lead to some compromising rifles or weapons for IHC, but that might actually force them for an aggro peak instead. Double pushing ramp. Wings don't have presence here.
Alright, gone by the wayside, but in the process of switching, he's lost his life on Mara. Flying might have gotten a team kill, but he's okay with that regardless. Advantage is massive. At Barclay's position, he's hidden away, now spotted out. They're so thorough. They're so meticulous. Annihilation finds another, and Bartek swing out has dropped the bomb. An advantage quickly found, lost even more so. The speed at which Bartek is able to reposition and adjust the angle and priority that he has to go for is so commendable. But Flying now going for the bomb tap. Bartek reveals his position. Annihilation also, they know where he is. A smoke down, a shot likely to be fired out soon. Annihilation doesn't want to risk it, doesn't chance it. Flying sets himself up for a 1-on-2, only a Molotov to work with. And remember, Annihilation's slow creep backwards is going to be accelerated the second he hears that door being opened. This is a very risky plant to go for, and that's exactly why.
Yeah, no, great read there from Annihilation as well. Just realizing that if he was going to plant for anywhere, especially if he thinks this site is free, he wants to leave himself at least one area where he's not going to get shot in the back. Decon could have been a quick flank there from the player inside of Hut. And also, Annihilation not firing off that shot in from lobby does also make it a lot harder to read if you're thrown into a clutch like that, no confirmation on positions, he could have relocated a long time ago. So IHC, still some extra kick to them. While they do trail by 2. This Wings Up will once again try and go for a fast A play.
Techno Annihilation and Mara completely prevent that possibility from transpiring, and Wings Up and not just looking down. Losing this round, this is IHC examining the possibility of a 13-all equalizer. Money as well saved up in this one. WUChildKinG can hope to make it slightly more expensive, but a 1-on-5, surely not.
Yeah, if they lose a 1-on-5, that would complete the checklist of rounds you hate to see. It won't happen.
Annihilation has really stepped up in these past few rounds. It's so important, some of the kills that he's been able to find.
Yeah, and you know, we've certainly noted, you know, and seen throughout these playoffs, Annihilation's actually had sometimes rough games on this AWP. His rifling has increased in proficiency. It feels like over the past 6 months, 6-8 months, he's really had a lot of impact on rifles. But I wonder if that's bringing away something from his AWPing prowess as well. Hasn't mattered in some of these moments, like you said, critical frags being found. These are highly impactful. But do wonder if, you know, old style Annihilation would hit some of these shots. Ooh, Noisy on the retreat down ladder. Techno might be able to find Flying trying to creep the smoke. Yeah, and will succeed in doing so. Didn't take the bait Flying, but doesn't succeed with anything else either. And this is a non-investment, a non-starter round from Wings Up. Not expecting too much from this. But you never know sometimes. They didn't expect much from their Glock round either.
IHC has guaranteed buys for the rest of this half, though, at the very least, off the back of this.
Well, that's implying
maybe
they don't lose any more.
Yeah, maybe I've spoken too quickly, but WUgaSsS have 4 on his back, wants to stick to the Tech 9. Better on the 1-bullet accuracy at range, rather 1-bullet killing potential at range, sure, but well, I said pretty much everything else. WUgaSsS, 30 seconds on the clock. He knows he wants to go down soon. There's really no one peeking into him. A smoke will separate him from Bartek, but likely a spam to follow through, and Bartek just wants to keep him at bay. Stop any more damage from transpiring. WUgaSsS is dodging bullets left, right, and center. Picks up 1. Some damage on Tamara, but it won't be enough. Even so, money's looking good for IT.
They would need to lose 2 rounds back-to-back to then be thrown into a little bit of economic turmoil. But I think if that happens, the game might just be over anyway. Time to worry. Wings Up not in the best spot either. A couple, or at least a Galil out, and they will not have an AWP to contest Annihilation at distance, who has been a problem player thus far.
We've seen plan A from Wings Up. That was the outside smokes. Plan B was faster A-sided hits now. It's a bit of both to come through from them. Techno, good for the first. WUChildKinG is gone. Molotov spreading out over towards him, and that's what'll bring him down from the hot position. But Lan's lost most of his life. Annihilation's rotation over. The AWP will be backing off. He thinks that they might be rerouting for A, and this is where Blitz's position is going to be oh so very crucial. Minute on the clock, plenty of time for Blitz to second guess himself as well. We saw Marek popping off from this angle with the farmers, but it's Marek again from the side, just finds him, shuts him down, 4-on-4. No utility for the post plant though.
And that's a big mistake there from Blitz. Opened the door at Decon so that he could get himself in that position, and it comes back to bite him. 4-on-4, and they know the Vents is occupied, somewhat covered off. One angle, but Techno won't clear the other, and so the Vents is completely off limits. Still 3-on-3, and they really want to contest for this. The fact they've got some floating money.
Annihilation moving inwards. Smoke down at the bomb. He does have a kid as well. They need to get onto it soon. They're going to be trying to go for the reload. Bartek Gets the one frag, but it will not matter as he finds his way back to the bomb. He's lost his way inside the smoke. The spam is dead. The spray as well. But Bartek, it gets dangerously close.
He
Gas
defused it.
on his last few. What? Huh?
He got it.
Not again. That's the second time. Bartek on the lower bomb site. That's when he died.
And he did. But just a moment too late. They were both spamming it. Two sets of bullets that do not connect. Only 4 needed between them to convert that round. And Bartek couldn't find the bomb in the smoke for the longest time.
Everything went wrong there for IHC. Everything.
Yeah, that should have been a 1 round. Blitz had the be-all end-all position, but gets caught off by the lurk of Marek, who has been playing very, very, very solid on this Wings Up side so far. Especially on CT, he was just kind of everywhere, but now on T, things are getting a lot more difficult. They are not going out without a fight. This could have been a 2-0 for Wings Up, but some crucial rounds being won. No more surprise, crazy moments that Wings Up can rely upon. And that wall of smokes is missing one right down the middle. It's not exactly the prettiest solution, but they do get another one down that will deny an obscure vision for IHC. They're going to try and burst onto the A play, and Techno immediately smoking off the Molotov. No one committing onto the bomb site aside from WUChildKinG. They're trying to reroute. WUChildKing's found.
Bartek reveals his position, will be forced to back off. Annihilation gets another one. Wings Up. This round is effectively over. Bartek's spray as well just keeps them from moving in onto ramp itself. Marek's found Annihilation on the flank. Knows Bartek shouldn't be too far off either, but he doesn't want to reveal himself all too soon. Bartek is down. They've brought it back to a 3-on-3. A 5-on-3. It felt like they had every single advantage imaginable, but again, it's a treacherous B bomb site. The treacherous depths of B, where they have to head over to Blitz. Reveals his position. Traded out all too quickly. Gas knows. And there could be another coming in from behind, but Mara and Techno positions given up. Now Techno to fall. Mara out in the open, shows himself off as well. The bomb cannot be planted yet. They're rerouting back to vents. They have to be so careful. Mara is right into this perfectly. They want to take the swing. They want to take the peek. Mara, Molotov to be able to separate the two. The bomb is kept away. Marek will die to the Molotov. Mara, target in the back. Gas to shut him down. The chaos is everywhere, but Wings Up will prevail a single round, but they have to struggle for it oh so very much.
And I said the conditions for breaking the money for IHC was going to be back-to-back losses. The fact that they won 1 round but had no survivors and now have also lost the follow-up, their money is in a bad spot. This has not been pretty, not been the easiest game of Nuke for either of these teams, and it still hangs by a thread. And IHC are going to have to do it with very little to combat what could be a Wings Up 15.
This comes in a game where IHC have lost to Glocks, but won 2 effective ninjas as well. Bartek, the one to deliver both. Can they win a half by? Deagle of Blitz, the 5-7 of Bartek. They've already got 1 out from underneath their belts in this half already. 2 might be a little bit too much to ask for.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't even remember the second ninja. I'll put that out right play in the open. This game has had so many crazy rounds. So many weird moments.
Maybe not exactly a ninja, yeah, but just a Galil. The most visible ninja you've ever seen.
And nerves must be right up there. I'd see their chance of making it to the follow-up season of ESL Pro League could have flashed right before their eyes. And you either stare that vision in the face and accept it, or you try and do something to stop it. And they may have done enough. This buy, they need to find something good, but Gas already finding Blitz on his outside presence. He is a nuisance in that area, so typically, but now Mara is under the microscope.
The pressure of the world on his shoulders, and he's not able to deliver from the angle. Wants to reposition. Bartek shows himself off. 5-7 unable to collect, and the swing out. Mara can't find the heads, can't find the frags, can't locate them at all. Mara, you struggle to see him in this position, called up to the tallest of tasks, and he just cannot deliver. All down to annihilation, a 1-on-4, not even in a spot where you'd think saving is really much of an option, and he doesn't want it to be, does not want it to be. $1,900 is what IHC has left to fight for OT.
From losing a 3-on-5 the last round over to now being pressed up against the wall. 15-14, they need one of these they need this force buy to convert to push us to OT. Flying already at 30 kills. Every single one of these players not far behind him either. Bar LAN, who, you know, the AWPers haven't been able to find much impact in this game. Annihilation certainly on the resurgence, able to find its influence, but it has been rifling dominant in this map. And what is the call? How do you even make a buy like this work? Will IHC be pulled away from their destinies? You know, you look at this playoff bracket, it looked like it was a certainty that they would have that rematch with Lin Vision, another finals appearance for them. But Wings Up have come in with some extra grit, extra vigor, and want that chance themselves.
Mara's already been naded out. 13 HP is all he's been left with. Wings could show their youth right now and crumble, or take this chance to put down the wounded Tigers of IHC. In the meanwhile, Blitz, for his back, will be able to clear out outside completely. Wings can't play this as passive as they have been tending to do so far, with the commitment coming in towards the last 35-40 seconds. They will soon start to feel the map close in around their necks before they even come to terms with the possibility. Drops down. Techno, 5-7. Knows he'll have to push through. Mara has to come up big. Spots him out. Good for the one. Can he get the two? Yes, he can, but opportunity has been squandered. Flying and Marek find the kills. 3 is all that differentiates them from a win and a date with Lin. But Annihilation still, Reveal still stands tall, but not too strong. Blitz to trade. Another spotted out for WUChildKinG. Will stop them from coming through. It's all Techno. Oh, can't get it. The one-on-one is what it comes down to. The very slimmest of margins. Wings Up will be able to make it to the grand finals for the first time, and a rematch arranged with Lin Vision up there to fight for EPL Season 18.
Holy hell. What a way.